WCBI News at 10 starts now.
Thanks for staying up with us tonight. It's no secret that COVID-19 has presented both a public health and economic crisis. There is some federal money on its way to individuals and the state, but as Courtney Ann Jackson explains, there are other programs to help families that were just announced today.
We are in the middle of a fight for our state. It is taking a tremendous cost.
And much of that cost burden is falling into the laps of you and your families. Governor Reeves announcing that help is available for one bill that you may be struggling to pay.
If you have lost the ability to earn during this crisis through no fault of your own, and you are at risk of losing your home, we can provide temporary help.
The Mississippi Home Corporation has moved $10 million into a mortgage assistance pipeline. It was initially a fund created after the 08-09 economic crisis, and the program will expire next year.
Forbearance is not forgiveness, and it's not forever. If people are putting their mortgages in forbearance, that debt still exists, and that's one of the reasons this is going to be an important program. So that they don't have to go into loss mitigation and they don't have to come up with a number of mortgage payments when forbearance is finally over.
For those who still have their jobs, the essential workers, they're finding a new challenge. The state never ordered child care centers to close, but 60% of the providers have shut down. The Department of Human Services and Health Department are creating a new way to fill that gap.
We want this C-Care idea to make it one less thing they have to think about, that they have emergency child care opportunities available to them if their traditional child care provider is no longer operating.
Anyone, churches, businesses, nonprofits, individuals who has the capacity to operate according to the guidelines can offer to open one of these emergency child care sites.
Courtney Ann Jackson, WCBI News.
The announcement of these programs comes just as the state is at or near its peak in what Governor Reeves calls the most painful part of the crisis. COVID-19 continues to impact millions of American lives, such as kids with special needs who are adapting to a new way of getting therapy. Our Bobby Martinez talks to a therapist about what she's doing to help her clients during this unfamiliar time.
Communication is huge right now.
Teamwork between parents and Melissa Davis is the most important factor during these tough times. Places like the Kids Therapy Spa in Starkville has shut down for the time being during the COVID-19, leaving therapists like Davis to tap into the world of technology to communicate with their patients.
So the first little bit, we really researched to make sure that we knew all things teletherapy and that we were making sure that we were doing everything right by our professional organizations and, of course, for our children.
It wasn't easy at first.
There was a lot of anxiety around it because it's a new world. You know, we're used to hands-on with our children and being right in front of their face. And if something was to be off or anything like that, we're able to be there to kind of physically fix things.
But with time, Davis says the transition has become easier.
It really started feeling natural, and I've really enjoyed it because I feel like I'm more of a coach for my families right now, and all the goals that we consistently work on now, we're being able to do a lot of carryover at home.
Davis says it is very important that parents follow each instruction provided to them.
While they're trying to do everything and do the best that they can of being a parent, let's throw these specific activities in there so we can further enhance these skills while we're not directly seeing them.
Reporting in Starkville, Bobby Martinez, WCBI News.
A really nice day out there today in Vernon, Alabama over at Durham's Pharmacy. Hardly any clouds in the sky. As a matter of fact, in this time lapse, we didn't catch any right before sunset, but it was pretty chilly out there. As a matter of fact, some of us started out close to freezing, and we're going to do that again all over again tonight. Temperatures getting down into the low and mid 30s for a lot of us. That could result in a little bit of patchy frost in some spots, especially off to the north of I-22, where there is actually a frost advisory in effect for early Thursday morning. Thursday overall, though, looking very nice, a little bit warmer than we were today. Highs getting up to right around 70 degrees for most of us with plenty of blue sky and sunshine. Now, we are looking good for tomorrow. We're going to be even warmer for Friday as clouds move in here, but there's some rain on the way just in time for the weekend. I'll tell you what we're expecting coming up in just a little bit. Scott.
New tonight, Oktibbeha County deputies are asking for your help finding Andre Rice. Here's a look at his picture here. The 19-year-old is wanted for auto burglary and false ID charges. Investigators say that the alleged crimes have happened in the past couple of weeks. Rice is 5 foot 8 inches tall and weighs about 210 pounds. If you know where he is tonight, you're asked to give the Ocklawaha County Sheriff's Office a call. A project that is expected to be a boost to downtown Houston is underway. New sidewalks are being built along the northwest and east portion of the downtown square. The project has been in the planning stages for years, and recently funding was made available through the city's 2-year-old tourism tax. Mayor Stacey Parker says it's all about making the square more attractive for locals, visitors, and businesses.
We trying to fill all the buildings that we have, either they're vacant or the ones that are already there that sustain those. And we're trying to give them an avenue and understanding is that we're trying to make things better, beautiful, and most importantly, economic development side of it is that when you see this on the news or you see what we're putting out there on Facebook of what the city of Houston is trying to do, we're doing it ourselves and we're going to make a difference.
The budget for the project is about $600,000. That project will also include new lighting for the square. Controversy in Lowndes County after a new county administrator is hired, replacing Ralph Billingsley. Our Cash Matlock, he was at that meeting today. He has the story.
I will be looking for people to file a class action lawsuit because y'all have denied them the opportunity to be a part of it. So, John Holland, Harry Sanders, Kip Parker, y'all want to run it? That's fine. But don't expect me to go along to get along.
Longtime Lowndes County District 5 Supervisor Leroy Brooks has always said what's on his mind. When only one candidate was presented to replace the current county administrator, Brooks got mad. He claims some members of the board want to block minorities and women from applying for county leadership positions.
First off, my response is that Mr. Brooks is way off base. It has nothing to do with minorities, nothing to do with women, nothing to do with any of that. Like I said, it's a political issue for Leroy, and whatever Leroy wants to say is fine, you know. I even asked the sheriff this morning, I said, if Leroy gets out of hand, will you calm him down? Because that's his MO.
District 1 Supervisor Harry Sanders says the Board of Supervisors has full authority to appoint whoever they want as administrator without listing the position publicly. Both Brooks and District 4 Supervisor Jeff Smith claim the new hire and only candidate James Fisher is a friend of Supervisor Tripp Harston.
It's not legal. And for you all to clandestinely decide who you're going to select, you have violated your own policy.
Someone knew the person that was chosen. That's obvious.
It doesn't make any difference what friendships you have as long as that you're capable and qualified to do the job.
But Supervisor Smith says the process was disrespectful.
Completely left out because I represent 1/5 of the county. So if you're not on the side of me and my ability to be able to operate in that boardroom, but you silence 1/5 of this county and their opportunity to be a part of this process also. That's disrespectful.
When you decide to do something and you got 5 people, you don't talk to all 5 of them all at the same time. You don't call them in and say, look, this is what we're going to do, because it'd be an illegal board meeting.
Smith admits Fisher may be qualified, but the process of Fisher's appointment is still wrong in his opinion.
The process has to be inclusive. It has to be all 5 supervisors sitting down at the table and determining, based on the merit of all that's in front of them, to direction. That process never took place.
Fisher will work alongside the current county administrator, which is Ralph Billingsley, from May 1st until September 30th. His starting salary will be set at $50,000. Now, that money is set to come from the current payroll budget. Sanders says that there is plenty of extra money because the county is short on employees. All right, we're going to send things back over to meteorologist Trevor Burchett. Trevor, it's a little chilly, but it's nice to have the sun out.
Yeah, it's definitely a welcome change. I think we'll take the cooler air if it means we can have a little bit of blue sky and sunshine.
Definitely.
Tomorrow, basically a copy and paste of today, just a little bit warmer. Temperatures getting closer to that 70-degree mark tomorrow. Rain showers do start to get into the picture by Saturday, but we're going to enjoy this nice weather in the next couple of days while we have it. I'll tell you exactly when we can expect that rainfall coming up right after this.
your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with meteorologist Trevor Burchett.
You may have noticed if you were outside today, temperatures were unseasonably cool. We were running about 10 to 12 degrees below average for our highs today. We hit 62 in Columbus and in Aberdeen, 63 in Vernon. Keep in mind, though, our average for this time of year is 74, so it was definitely unseasonably cool out there. But we are going to be warming up as we go over the next couple of days, getting back closer to that average point for at least the next upcoming week before we've got to deal with another storm system on Wednesday that could knock our temperatures back down below average. We'll talk about that coming up in just a little bit, but let's first start out with a look at clouds and radar. This is going to show you a whole lot of nothing, and I do that on purpose to show you that this lack of cloud cover across the area is going to help to keep us even cooler overnight tonight. Very similar to what we saw last night. Temperatures getting down into the low to mid 30s in some spots, 37 here in the Golden Triangle, but some of us could get even lower than that, and that's going to lead to some patchy frost in areas, especially with the lack of any wind. So the lack of wind, the lack of cloud cover really adding up to be some good ingredients to lead to some patchy frost tomorrow, especially along and north of Interstate 22. 35 in Corinth and in New Albany. Wouldn't be shocked for a few spots in between to get close to that 32-degree mark. I think most of us will stay right above us, especially south of 82, 35 for the low in Louisville, and 36 over in Macon. Tomorrow we do warm up fairly nicely. Plenty of blue sky and sunshine. Winds are going to switch around from the south and the east as that high pressure moves off to our east. That means we get a little bit warmer. 71 for the high, getting down into the 60s as the sun begins to set. So tomorrow, a really nice day, plenty of blue sky, kind of similar to what we saw today, just a touch warmer, about 71 for the high, as I mentioned. Warmer even more on Friday, 75 for the high, but clouds are going to start to filter in here ahead of our next storm system, and that's going to increase chances for some showers as we get into Saturday. A mix of sun and clouds. Not a total washout, but there will be some showers out and about on Saturday as this cold front approaches. You see the showers there. Better chances for rain are going to come to us on Sunday as that system is actually going to come back north as a warm front. That could mean some pockets of heavier rain, maybe even a little bit of thunder on Sunday. Fortunately, though, any severe weather would stay to our south as that would be confined south of where the warm front is located. So really nice for the next couple of days. Temperatures getting back closer to average. Clouds start to build in here on Friday. Again, chances for rain on the weekend. Better chance is going to be on Sunday, though. Drying out, though, Monday and Tuesday, warming up as well as our next storm system approaches on Wednesday.
It's National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week. We'll highlight some of the first responders when we come back.
You're watching WCBI News at 10 with Scott Martin.
Welcome back, everyone. In a medical emergency, you may not be able to speak for yourself. That's why it's important to have someone or something in place to make your wishes known. We learn more about advanced directives in tonight's Health Talk with Baptist.
Hi, I'm Chaplain Steve Brown with the Pastoral Care Team here at Baptist Memorial Hospital, Golden Triangle. This week, we will be discussing the importance of naming a surrogate decision maker and updating our living will. Simply put, an advance directive, which includes the living will and power of attorney, is a written document prepared in advance that tells others what you want done regarding your health care if you get too sick to make decisions for yourself. They allow patients to document their wishes, whether they prefer all life-sustaining measures to be taken, or if they prefer to avoid such procedures. The Patient Self-Determination Act of 1992 affirms the rights of adult patients regarding their healthcare wishes. Specifically, the case affirms that adults with capacity may choose or refuse any medical or surgical procedure, may make advance directives and transfer their decision-making authority. Research has shown that benefits of advance directives include improved quality at the end of life, fewer burdens on family and healthcare providers, and a reduced need for life-sustaining treatment. 40% of adults surveyed reported that they would like to obtain information on advanced medical directives from a physician. However, only 12% of the respondents with advanced directives reported obtaining it from their doctor. Join us next time for Health Talk with Baptist as we continue discussing advanced medical directives.
Mail your topic suggestions to healthtalk@wcbi.com. Health Talk has been brought to you by Baptist Memorial Hospital, Golden Triangle.
They're the vital link between the community and emergency personnel, and this week is set aside to honor them. This is National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week. It highlights the work of 911 operators and dispatchers across the country. Chickasaw County's 911 works out of the Sheriff's Department, fielding calls for law enforcement, firefighters, and EMTs there in the county. 10-year veteran Nancy Oots says the job is challenging but rewarding.
I guess you would say you have to be special. You have to be caring, but yet you still have to be stern at times. Well, you have to be stern if you have a hysterical caller. You've got to talk over them and get their attention so you can get the proper information that you need, or else you can't get them help.
April is National 911 Education Month. Most sports may be taking a break right now, but there are some behind-the-scene moves being made. Tom has an update when we come back.
Here's sports with Tom Ebel.
The Mississippi High School Activities Association making it official on Wednesday. The executive committee deciding to cancel all spring athletics and activities through the remainder of the school year. In a press release released on Wednesday, the MHSAA not only canceling spring athletics, but also postponing all activities, including off-season and summer sports, until at least June 1st. In a statement, Executive Director Don Hinton saying, quote, "This is an extremely difficult day because we know how much work, dedication, and sacrifice these students, coaches, and their families have put into these sports and activities that are unable to finish their spring seasons. We join all of our schools in anticipation of a successful return to sports and activities in the fall of 2020, end quote. One of the top tasks for newly hired Mississippi State head women's basketball coach Nikki McCray-Penson will be to make sure the talented freshman core from a year ago remains in Starkville, and so far she's off to a good start. Based on social media, the core group of Rakia Jackson, Jessica Carter, Aaliyah Matharu, and Jemiah Mingo Young, they've all voiced their support for the new head coach and plan to be back in Starkville in 2020. The newest head coach says she wants her players to be just as involved in shaping the future of the program as she is.
The conversations are going really well, and they're really excited. For me, it is really about listening to them right now and just getting a feel for them. And letting them get a feel for me, asking them what are some things I need to do to help, speed this up, but just really learning their personalities and just really asking them what do they need.
McCray-Penson will be without one of the core rotational players this upcoming season. Chloe Bibby making it official. She'll transfer to Maryland. Bibby averaged 7.5 points and 5 rebounds for the Bulldogs this past season. Bibby entered the transfer portal shortly after Vic Schaefer left to take the head coaching job at Texas. Ole Miss adds 2 transfers to its men's basketball roster for the upcoming year. Guard Demencio Vaughn and forward Robert Allen joining Kermit Davis and the Rebels. Vaughn was the 4th-ranked grad transfer prospect out of Ryder. Allen averaged 14 points per game this past season at South Alabama. That's it for sports. We'll be back right after the break.
Donations are being taken for a Chickasaw County Sheriff's deputy who lost his home and possessions in a fire. Deputy B.J. Gladney was on duty Tuesday when 911 got a call about a house fire there in the county. That fire was at Gladney's home near Okolona. The home and everything in it was destroyed. Now a GoFundMe account has been set up to help the deputy.
And we're just asking anybody that would feel led to donate. We're hoping to be able to give it to him the next couple of days to where he can buy some clothes and shoes. And I mean, like I said, it's just devastating for him because he's lost everything that he owned.
Definitely hate that for him. Now, the link to the GoFundMe page, you can find it over on the Facebook page of the Chickasaw County Sheriff's Department.
Looking ahead to the next 3 days, tomorrow going to be very similar to what we saw today. Lots of sunshine and blue sky. Temperatures just a little bit warmer, getting close to 70. Clouds filter in here, though, as we get into Friday. I think we stay dry, though. Highs right around 75. And for Saturday, got just a few sprinkles. I think most of the day will be dry. Same story there. Temperatures getting close to right around 72. And a look at the next 7 days on your AccuWeather forecast. Saturday and Sunday, best chances for rain. Out of those two, Sunday looks to be the best chance for you to get wet. After that, we dry out Monday and Tuesday. We've got until next Wednesday before our next best chance for rain and storms. Highs getting close to 80 by the end of next week, Scott.
All right. Thank you so much, Trevor. Thank you so much for watching us this evening. Have a great night. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.